The gaps aren't showing actual Bitcoin. There's imbalances though.
Oh, sure. It's because it's for regular trading hours is the ETF. So that's why there's a gap, but a lot of people are trading those. Plus, when you get new all-time highs, there's often a pullback.
That's what we said about NQ. No, I agree. NQ, we hit all-time highs, we get a pullback. We hit all-time highs, we get a pullback. We come really close. That's when we pulled back.
And yes, right now hit an all-time high today during London and did a pullback or is doing a pullback.
I don't understand all of this, how we're hitting all-time highs only in London. You know what I'm saying? That to me, overnight action doesn't make sense. That's when we're hitting it and not during New York trading hours. Like me, if we were hitting all-time highs that were valid, I would want that to happen during New York, and I would trust that all-time high much differently if we were having that during New York. A lot of times lately, most of these highs have happened not at all, which is to me, so that's just my opinion. If not,
well, what we could be looking at is, imagine this scenario. Institutions have desks in all of the major market periods. So there's an Asian desk, there is a European desk, there's probably even an Australian desk, there's a US desk. And they send out their marching orders for what the institution is supposed to do. So the trading desk can do this during any 24/7 or 24/5 markets. It was certainly the case in Forex, is that, you engineer purchase to happen overnight during London, and then the institution sells off in the US. You get less oppositional market during the European session. There isn't as much two-sided trading. And so they can push the price overnight and then sell it off.
But don't you think you get worse fills, I guess, especially if you have that big of orders I guess not for London, maybe just for Asian and stuff, because the better happened during New York.
Well, I don't know. You go in the middle of the night and look at the futures market, it's still like one tick spread. I see occasionally coming up to 2 ticks only at major liquidity points where there's to be a little bit of a spread between the bid and the ask, but it's only like a couple of ticks. It says she thinks they're grabbing liquidity during New York.
Could be. It very well could. Coming down, this is our 30-minute, 15-minute range. This is NQ. That's still 15 points, better than 15 points to come take the low of the 15-minute range. Better yet, just closing price yesterday.
I know, playing off of Barika's statement, grabbing liquidity, it could be that they're unloading positions in a big way, and you can easily engineer with low liquidity a push up so they can get better pricing to unload.
That's what I think they're doing. And then because I think that they know that there's so many people who participate in the New York session, and because it's like a uncertain market to an extent, a lot of things that are not necessarily sure, they're betting on what they do know is that, okay, people are going to come with money in New York, and we can definitely kind of get what we want. There was the books somebody posted in the chats, and I was reading it was on volume, but the guy himself used to be an institutional trader before he went into the retail side. And so one of the interesting things he talked about was like, really out of all the money we're moving around when it comes to the institutions, it's really only 10 institutions that are making those drastic moves that we're seeing. So then kind of knowing that, and then also what I was saying is like, they can push it, they know where they want to go, and they can see, I think, all the orders, for the most part, because they're scenes and they're just that large, they're the market makers. And so I just think that they're taking advantage of right now that, during London, they're not going to get pushback. And just knowing, okay, we can make everybody crazy in New York.
You can treat the market like an etch sketch. You've got 10 institutions that have control dial, and, the time horizon is just ticking, feeding the market by turning that vertical right or left. For those of you who remember Etch-a-Sketches. Was that still a thing later on? Don't know.
I know what Etch-a-Sketch is. I used to.
So if you've got that knob, if they agree, it's going to go really fast. And if they don't agree, it's not going to go quite as fast. And it's like everybody has some degree of control over that knob.
No, honestly, you're good at the analogies. I like that. If you think about it, if you're talking retail traders, big traders, hedge funds, the 10 major firms, yeah, that makes sense.